Hello. Oh, it's been a week, y'all. I suspect it has been for you too. I just want to go to bed, but it's good to be here with you. I know that I will sleep better if I do a little bit of moving my body. I know that I will sleep faster, that the quality of sleep will be better, that I'll rest deeper. So here I am, this Easter healing series, and tonight or this morning or whenever you're watching this, we're going to do some restorative poses. I'll give you some options and imagination for poses that invite you to settle in, to breathe, to be truly as comfortable as possible, to let your body be like jello. Last weekend we did some yin, and we'll be doing that again this weekend. And the difference with this kind of gentle restorative yoga is that restorative yoga is meant to think of your body as my cell phone. Rigid, overused, anxiety producing, and restorative yoga is laying on a pillow. This is just as comfortable as you can possibly be, held up, to allow your body to do that relaxing, restoring, letting go. There are lots of ways, of course, to accomplish that, and sometimes, like we've already discovered, burning off some of that extra energy can do that for us. But tonight I'm just offering you a practice that is more about melting. I wanted to read something to you from Julian of Norwich that I found and then lost. Here it is. Which is about rest. Seems like a good thing, right? So I've talked about her before. She, this is not her. It's just the edition of the book that I have. She lived in Norwich at the end of the 1300s and beginning of the 1400s, and survived the plague and survived the Peasants' Revolt, which was a lot of social upheaval, and lived through and had the audacity to write through a lot of religious upheaval in her world as well. So she was a woman of a lot of courage, or she was just a woman of great faith who could do nothing else but be who God made her at the time when she was born. So she's writing here near the beginning of her writings. She had revelations, visions that God gave her of who God is and how the world works and God's great love. Indeed, she named her book Revelations of Divine Love. So, receive this word. God wishes to be known and is pleased that we should rest in Him. For all that is below Him does nothing to satisfy us. And that is why, until all that is made, all creation, she talks a little bit earlier about striving and earthly business and seeking worldly success. Until all that is made seems as nothing, no soul can be at rest. When a soul sets all at nothing for love, to have Him who is everything that is good, then it is able to receive spiritual rest. All men and women who wish to lead the contemplative life need to have knowledge of this. They should choose to set at nothing everything that is made, so as to have the love of God, who is unmade. All our striving, right, is for naught. So let's begin. We're going to begin in a reclining posture. You'll want to grab some pillows or blankets folded up, something to lay on. You could even do this on your bed if you wanted to. It's just kind of nice to me to have a really steady foundation, like the floor, whereas a mattress, like jiggles or you sink into it some. It's not always like exactly reliable. So I like being on the floor. But you don't have to be. You'll set up your pillows, or if you have a bolster. So a bolster it's a yoga prop. It's just a really, really firm, thick pillow. That's all it is. So it's same, all the same. So we've done a little bit of this before, but we're going to try to make it really juicy and yummy this time. So place your legs however feels most comfortable. Might be in butterfly like I am. Might be with your feet out to the edges of your mat, or a little bit wider than hip distance apart and your knees together. That's kind of called constructive rest when we lean back. You might want to have your legs just straight out in front of you, either together or a little bit separated. It all works. Then gently begin to lay yourself back on your pillows. I'm actually going to add one more item up here. I want to have my head a little bit higher. That just feels kind of good to me. So try it and figure out what feels good to your body. And if it doesn't feel good, try it again until something does feel good. Because what we're working on here is to really be able to relax and melt and just let go. So here's the first one. So we want to have our arms a little bit free so we can open up our chest. Maybe you have our arms out to the side, maybe down by your sides a little bit. And make sure that you feel warm enough. You might even want to have something, a blanket to cover your body if your room is a little bit chilly. Or something that I've recently discovered is my weighted blanket that I sometimes use at night. Sometimes I'll put it on in these restorative postures, and it just feels so safe, so relaxing. So take a few moments to make sure that the posture is totally supported, totally relaxing for you. You don't feel strain or discomfort. This is not a place where you want to feel discomfort. No discomfort at all. You may want to sigh a few times, as I've been doing. Sighing vibrates the vagus nerve, which goes right through our neck and down, connecting to all the organs of our body, and helps to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, that rest and digest, safe, warm part of our nervous system. And you can really pause this video, stay in these poses as long as you want in a usual, what is usual anymore, yoga class. You might even stay in a pose for 20 minutes. This is all about blissing out. So we're not going to do that, obviously, but Just letting yourself melt. Perhaps visualizing your body resting in a pool of light. Visualizing your body being held by God, cherished, known, loved. Take 3 more breaths here with me. I may need to pause this video and just stay here for a while. Begin to move your feet, bringing yourself back toward upright. If you'd like to, you can maybe roll to your side to make that transition a little bit less jarring rather than just crunching up, which can kind of be disruptive. So now I will not fall asleep on you. I promise. We're going to use a very similar setup. I'm actually going to use the bolster this time just for something different. You can use the pillows stacked on top of each other just like we just did. But what we're going to do is we did an open posture like ourselves open to the sky. Now we'll do kind of more of an inner turned posture. It'll be child's pose. So you can have your knees wide, or you could have your knees together. This pose might work better since we'll have a bolster with your knees wide and the bolster pulled up close to your body. And then just gently allow yourself to melt along the bolster or pillows and sink yourself down. If this is really intense and too deep and too much, if you are feeling sensations, layer up some pillows, right? If you're feeling sensations in your knees, which I am a little bit, you can always straighten out your legs, which might also have some sensation. And another thing you can do, let me pull this down just a little bit so you can see this leg better. Maybe you have your legs spread, your knees just bent a little bit. That'll ease some of the sensation on your inner thighs. It'll keep your knees from being too bent, and it'll still have the inward-seeking kind of posture that we're looking for here. So find whatever variation feels like a good spot for you to be. I'm still going to try this child's pose because I just love it. And sink yourself in. Another thing you can do, I just thought of this, to help your knees is, I'll be right back, a blanket, that's what this is, folding up a blanket that you can put right behind your knees. I'm taking time, as you can see, to get myself in a really comfortable position, really juiced up and comfortable. How long does it take us in our lives? Every day, or in phases of our lives, to find the place of rest in God. So how much more ought we spend a few minutes in this really intentional way and moment to find really relieving, renewing rest for our bodies, right? As all of yoga, to me, is a way of praying with our bodies, that I spend time with my body, finding a comfortable posture, just like I do and pray that I will spend time in my life finding rest in God. Oh, so let's just sink onto your bolster, your pillows, any amount, whatever way you found to be comfortable for your legs and your knees. I've got my arms kind of around my bolster. You might have them down by your side. You might have them splaying over toward your feet. Whatever feels like the right spot for you. You might turn your head one way or the other, like I am, or you might even want to have it face down. Depends on what kind of sleeper you are, what feels good for you. Okay. Maybe you return to that image of your body, yourself, being held in warm, healing light. Breathe in and out, meditating on that image, keeping that feeling in your mind and your heart. Maybe wondering or exploring what sensations you imagine you might feel if you were being held in warm light. We'll take 3 more breaths. And then as you're ready on an inhale, you can use your hands to bring yourself back up. Removing your props, moving slowly in all things. legs. And our last pose is going to be one that you can do against a chair, against a wall, in the middle of the floor, however you want to. It's called legs up the wall, but it can be done so many different ways. It's a pose that helps move your circulatory system around. I mean, of course, your circulatory system is already circulating. That's what it does. But reverses the normal flow because your legs are up in the air and your body's on the ground, which feels so delicious. It takes 8 minutes. We're not going to do it for 8 minutes, at least not here. You can feel free to do it for 8 minutes in some great rest. Takes 8 minutes for your body to go through, your blood to go through an entire cycle through your body. So if you want to stay there for 8 minutes, you can do that. Let me show you some of these variations. First, on the mat or on the floor. It looks like this. Pretty simple. This can get hard to hold up, which is why it's nice to have a wall. You want the wall right up against your bum, and that's really sturdy, right? It's great. Another thing you can do if you want to, if you're on the floor, is use a book or a block right underneath your sacrum, like we've done for bridge pose before, and that can sometimes help you feel steady here. And then, of course, the last version where you would put your legs up on a chair. So the seat of the chair would be right here, and the legs of the chair kind of where your bottom is, and you would just hang out there, right? Somewhere to rest your legs. I'm just going to do it right here in the middle of the floor, because that's what I got. So feel free to move yourself over to a wall and shimmy yourself up against the wall and put your legs up, or find a chair and put your, I was about to say forelegs. No, your forelegs up on the chair. Just let them rest there. Or join me on the floor here with a book or without one. Finding a place of no effort. A place of complete ease. Maybe repeat to yourself, I may rest. I may rest in God. God holds me. God loves me. I may rest. I may rest in God. Stay there for as long as you would like. Really, truly hang out. Just like bliss out. And then as you're ready, bring your knees in toward your chest. If you have a block or a book under your back, take that out. Draw your knees into your chest, maybe move a little side to side, massaging that lower back. And then as you feel ready, gently, slowly, carefully bring yourself back up to a seat. Thank you so much for practicing with me this evening. May you rest well. Rest well. God wishes to be known and is pleased that we should rest in Him.